hey, let's talk about the training scars.
I like that idea.
Okay.
Right.
What's the question?
The question was, it was very vague. It just said in-depth talk on training scars. Are they real or are they fake?
I think, just my 2 cents, the verbiage, there's no such thing as a fucking training scar. It's just bad training. And the problem with it is you learned something that was either incorrect or ineffective or substandard in some capacity. Now you learned it, okay? Now you have to unlearn it, which the only way you really unlearn something is you take another technique and you learn over the top of it till you obliterate it, like you're wiping a file on a computer. You just keep recording over the top of it until it goes away. But you can't have two competing techniques. I've seen this. I've done it, and I've seen it happen with other people. Under pressure, they'll go back to the one they've accessed the most. The one that they've done the most, they'll default back to. The only way that you can stop that from happening is you have to obliterate the other one. You have to completely, if it is a one-for-one thing, either I do it this way or I do it that way. I have to record over that old technique until it's just gone. But
I have some very specific points for this one. If you guys want to hit the rest of yours, like part of my job is reviewing every bit of use of force that goes lethal for my department. That's part of what I do. So I have some very specific things that I've seen that are not, I think the easy, simple way is to call them a training scar. So I'll hit those once, Matt, you hit yours, and Lucas, if you want to hit some.
Here, Lucas, what have you seen for training scars or things that you would assess that, hey, I used to do this and now I'm trying to fix it, or things that you've done that you got in the habit of that didn't work out for you, didn't like, that were hard to change?
Biggest one right now is I've been focusing on trigger management on a handgun a lot the last few years and less on grip. That's a paradigm that I'm kind of having to change a little bit based on spending time with Ben and Joel. I mean, the most surprising thing to me over the weekend shooting with Ben is they don't prep the trigger to the wall. They just slam that sucker all the way to the rear and come off of it without moving the gun, without moving the sight. That was probably the most astounding thing I watched, is just standing next to Ben, and he's literally, finger all the way out to here, just slamming the entire trigger back on a Glock, not a competition gun, on a Glock. So reassessing trigger management. I have some training scars with some of that, getting trigger freeze, shooting really tense. 1R1s used to do that a lot. Kind of did a video on that about a year ago. But just on the shooting side, I mean, I've gone through locking both arms out, squaring up to the target every time, bad footwork. And yeah, it takes about 6 months minimum to fix something. That's with pretty purposeful attention to that thing. And that's why, getting out good content, then why what Joel and Ben are doing is so helpful, is maybe it can save people a couple of years of killing bad habits, because it takes forever to kill one. It's probably going to take me a year to shoulders.